All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are getting ready for game number 2 between Young Glory and OMG, the final game that these two will play prior to playoffs. Well, Young Glory is not going to playoffs, but OMG definitely bound that direction. But Frost, they looked really shaky last match.
They had a couple of glimmers of hope, but again, it was kind of the two back-to-back Baron calls that that Young Glory pulled out. That 23 snuck Baron.
That's something you don't see every day. And you know what else is? MVP going over
Dragon?
to Zhenlong. Yeah, 9.0 KDA. That is, I would say, what is best performance of the split, I think?
Yes, undoubtedly so. He has not found a lot of success, and he's found a lot of flack from, you know, our side of things, as far as performance in the context of Young Glory.
Yeah, and, you know, arguably wasn't up against the strongest bot lane, but yeah, OMG did not appropriately respond to the level he got to at the end of that. Massive performance out of him. And you also mentioned number 1 coming up pretty big. I think that was a big part of it as well. It was really Dan got shut down, but they were like, all right, we'll just work on everybody else.
And it's nice to see Young Glory kind of evolve past their typical formula to find a win right there. We'll see if they can do it again or if OMG will rise to the challenge. I'm unsure how many bans they're penalized, if this will carry over into Game 2 or if we might see some bans frankly come out, because I feel like that Alistar was kind of a big comeback for Young Glory there, and that should be taken off the table.
Yeah,
that said,
I
OMG does have
be
first pick this time around, so it could be a contested pick.
Really quick, I'll take us over into the standings as they stand currently. Of course, with the win, Young Glory gets themselves at least one more point. Hey, you know, if they win, they could leapfrog World League Academy into 7th place once again. But OMG needs at least one more point to get themselves a guaranteed first place slot, which could be challenged by Edward Gaming should they 2-0 in our second set. So, you know, you would argue this has some meaning. Seeds are important going into the playoffs.
Oh, definitely. Not quite as important as that second match will be to determining the playoffs and the rankings, but are we going to touch on that now?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, this is how this stands. So we talked about how the stars had to perfectly align for LGD to make Worlds. The dream is still alive. So LGD and World Elite are currently tied. The final say will be if EDG 2-0s World Elite here, keeping them tied with LGD, it goes to a tiebreaker match. And of course, LGD has to win, well, both teams actually, because they don't have World Invitation qualifiers, has to win the tiebreaker to get an invitation into the playoffs, and then they have to perform into the playoffs to get an invitation to the World's qualifiers.
Yeah, in order for, it's all sorts of crazy things that have to really happen for
the
either
stars
team.
Have to align.
Yeah, so at this point, World Elite definitely going to be fighting for their playoff lives, and you know this is kind of a lot. Team has a huge chip on its shoulder, but we'll get more into that detail. Right now, it's all about OMG and how they can affect their seeding in this next game. They're definitely not happy with that performance. See what they do going into game number 2. Do they still have any picks, any bans? We'll find out.
We will find out soon enough. It looks like they're going to ban away.
Immediately ban the Yasuo away from Dangoon. Smart move there.
They learned their lesson.
Yeah, do not give him Yasuo.
Young Glory, what they're going to answer with, I feel like we're going to see very similar bans. Cassid and Maokai. Trying to think of what else they'll probably a Thresh. Again, Tricky Boy looked very uncomfortable on that Morgana. We saw a lot of Thresh on his previous champion pool, so yep, there we go.
Yeah, and taken away. OMG looking for an answer right now. There are a lot of choices available, but what does Tricky Boy end up going this time? Yeah, you think, well, you could always see top lane, but I don't know, it doesn't really seem like a go-going type of champion. Yeah, he's big and tanky, but go-going like somebody he can 1v1 you with.
There's very much a love-hate relationship with Morgana as far as the LPL is concerned.
Oh, yeah.
Fun fact. Are you ready for this, Pyro? I'm about to blow your mind.
All right, drop some knowledge bombs.
Every single game since the Season 3 World Championships, every single game that China has lost to North America or to a North American or European team has had a Morgana on it.
So don't play Morgana?
Well, if you're North America and Europe, play Morgana.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So they've lost to a team with Morgana on it. They haven't played Morgana when they've lost. Okay, I was like misunderstanding you, but that's pretty significant.
That's extremely significant. And other significance, Dangoon Zed being taken away, so they are saying no more split push.
Bans out. They don't want to give Maokai over as well, and that's just a general thing. But what does Diangoon do from here? He still has a pretty solid champion pool to deal with this.
We will see. Pretty much, Alistair Man expected that. The casting, of course, we talked about. Going still has a lot of threats available to him. He showed the Aurelia last time. Looks like they're going to prioritize the 80 carry.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep going back to Lucian. There is a lot on the table, but I think when they're dealing with having a substitute support, I guess they're just not comfortable in really anything else. They want to give him a beefed-up laning presence.
You're absolutely right there. Lucian, like you said, is very strong in lane, helps make up for Son's kind of weakness there. Also a very self-sufficient AD carry, so it's not like a protect the Son composition. It frees up going and Drug and Cool to kind of go ham, to dive those backlines, to be the big damage dealers and not worry so much about him. And then you talk about kind of the synergy of the support, the fact that Tricky Boy might not be completely on point with making these saves, and again, he'll have that relentless pursuit to get him out of trouble.
Yeah, now look at this right now. If they lock in the Jax for #1, this would be very interesting. Don't expect a line swap if this happens. Just #1 loves to go very, very ham in the early game. Oh, he's going to switch over to Gragas, so that's even more so now. And this is the Gragas nerfs, too. W costs mana now, and his Q does less to minions.
Yes, the Gragas nerfs. That said, I still think that Gragas has a place in the top lane. I expect Going will look at either Aurelia or Lulu. Drug looking towards Lee Sin.
This is definitely starting to signal an earlier game composition from OMG. If they do this, Lee Sin pickup. Oh, Nami as well on Tricky Boy. This could be interesting.
China is not known for their ability to play Nami. I think the best Nami players in LPL are the Korean supports.
And Kitties.
And by Korean supports, I mean Zero. Kitties is decent at it, yes. They're not so friendly. Again, we talked about this is the region that popularized Annie support. They're very much about, the Leona, the Thresh, the hard engage. Disengage, kind of a hard concept for them.
Vayne, also locked in now. Once again for Shenlong. This is starting to look a very similar comp for Young Glory.
I think I've seen this before.
We did this last time, guys. We can do it again. With the pickup for Yinfu on Skarner as well. Man, this is scary, scary late game. They get him going. Oh, hello! Twisted Fate locked in for Cool immediately. Wow.
This is a Messiah-esque Twisted Fate from Cool. The last time he brought up this champion, he's all over. He will carry every single lane. I believe the first time he brought it out, he effectively carried bottom lane, top lane, and mid lane.
Well, and of course the Aurelia for going too. So, a lot of early game action, but I think this is sort of a comfort pick for going on to the Aurelia just to deal with Gragas.
He has two different options here. As he hovers over this Riven, that's him saying that he wants to try to kill Cool before he gets off. Of course, Cool will not have a favorable matchup. It is going to be the Veigar.
Ah, okay. Oh, very, very interesting this mid lane will become.
And the other option was that he picked a champion that had an AoE clear that was able to push waves effectively and just to keep Cool in the lane, or punish him very hard through the tower should he leave the lane here. I like the Veigar pickup. Veigar is actually... I have more fun facts about Veigar. Every single champion CC has been nerfed except for Veigar's. He has the longest CC still available in the game. Max level, his Event Horizon can stun you for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You think things like Fiddle Sphere have been touched and nerfed, Annie Stun has been toned down, things like that.
I like to think this is the answer to the constant jungle pressure that was being brought by Drug last game. This is sort of like a, sure, you want to go ahead and dive me all the time? Well, I'll just make you eat tower shots.
I am very excited for Veigar.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of burst damage.
The Invictus Gaming sister team.
To come up with something as crazy as this. This is going to be a great game #2. OMG being thrown through a loop. Can they persevere and make it a 1-1, or will they fall down 0-2 going into the playoffs? I don't know, Frosk. What do you call?
I think OMG is going to come out swinging here, and it's going to be a bloodbath.
All right, well, we will find out, of course. I am going to, be just shaking in anticipation for this one. Veigar mid lane going up against Twisted Fate. Wow. Expect the jungle presence to be huge in the mid lane again as they go up onto the Rift. OMG versus Young Glory, game #2. This, of course, is week 10, day 2, the last set of regular matches. And it looks like we might see an early invade out of Young Glory.
The tower dive potential from Young Glory. They do touch
Sam. Oh, man.
Can't believe I just did that. I'm so sorry, Son.
He's out of there.
Sam. That's all I'm going to call him from now on.
Yeah. A lot of deep board pressure. Yeah, this is a 1v1, or this is a level 1 team fight you don't want to take if you're OMG. No need to do that. Wow, they're going
comps, deep. They're placing the wards trying to make sure that they get this matchup, the lane matchup that they want.
Oh, it's Gandalf Vigar. It's the best skin.
Young Glory's composition is very... I'm going to use the word classic China. You know, when people on the desk like talk about classic Chinese aggression.
Typical Chinese aggression, cough cough.
It's very much about diving. Skarner and Jarvan will always be strong picks in China because diving is so important to them and something that happens a lot. OMG's composition, we talk about how they're experimenting. It's very OG-esque. You had the Lucian Nami bot lane, which of course, OG's now more trending towards that Tristana, but from its roots. A very aggressive gank-heavy jungler. The fact that they're playing a map pressure-based composition.
Yeah. Looking at the way the comps are laid out, for me...
Very different styles.
Very, very different. OMG has always been more of a control the pace team, which is why, like, I feel like people look at, like, All-Stars matches and, like, any time that OMG is representing China on the international stage and they go, well, why isn't this, like, crazy early game aggression? Well, because OMG doesn't do that as much. Young Glory, much more typical.
They turn up the heat, but it's much more... They have a better understanding... Yeah, a better understanding of map pressure and things like that. Of course, that did not pan out for them last game.
Certainly not.
That Baron snuck.
Well, two Barons, I mean, it just...
At least they knew the second one was going down,
That's true, but they couldn't do anything. It was too late already. Cool. Going to get the gold card. Yeah, he's just quickly... So you talked about the Messiah plays. I mean, this guy clearly knows his way around a deck of cards, and will be a bit of trouble for Diangoon to deal with, but we don't often see Diangoon confidently picking up something like Vigar, so I'm really curious to see how this goes.
The nice thing is that even if Diangoon doesn't fare very well in lane, like for whatever reason, should he fall behind, the fact that Vigar's passive allows him to scale anyway into doing damage on cool is pretty significant. Vigar's early damage is also pretty scary, levels 1 through 2. His Q, unfarmed, will hit you for about 100.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Yinfu. Oh, he gets the flash forward. Cool. Good be shut down here for First Blood, trying to stay alive. He's going to go down. No chance at all. First Blood picked up by Diangoon. And Going goes up the top to find that there is the lane swap. So I think so far, Young Glory has the beginning of this game exactly where they want it.
And it's pretty much a blueprint of exactly what happened last game. Not the mid lane, previously it was the top lane, but again, the double jungle from #1, Yinfu, translates into an early First Blood and a very early gank. As soon as the double buffs go down, it's initially into that lane, and then the teleport burn bottom.
Look how controlled Diangoon is. He doesn't move at all unless it's to last hit a minion. I like to imagine he's just like hitting stop like constantly.
Going now up into this top lane.
Oh.
Found the lane swap this time around.
I think he's okay with that. He'll take the 1v2. It's just fine. And he's faring better right now than #1 is. So, early game, definitely going to be on the side of Son and Tricky Boy. But in the later edges of the team fights, it's kind of hard to call this one because they just have to be very careful not to give Shenlong that edge that he got last time.
I feel this kind of really speaks to the respect that they're giving Shenlong, though. I mean, last time they made it a point to find the 2v2 matchup. Lucian, of course, very powerful in lane. This time around, they're going to go ahead and let Vayne, you know, have that free farm.
Yeah, better farm than kills, right? I mean, last time it really didn't end well for him. That was the exact same composition.
Is that the mentality that, you know, we're not going to lane against him just so we don't feed this time, right? You know, how detrimental does that sound?
Oh, yeah, it's certainly not good, but OMG clearly did not expect those results last time, and I think putting Going against this situation, he can handle it a lot better than, you know, a sub and Son can. I think that they're much more trusting in the top lane.
The pressure now comes to Son and Tricky Boy, though, into the bot lane to make for this dragon control, which is actually technically against them because they found the early kill on Cool in that mid lane, so they lost a lot of pressure right there.
Yeah, and now #1 has kind of given up on the lane for the time being, and they're not pushing it. They're just trying to freeze it out. So this frees up an extra element of Young Glory's team to go for the roam, and he's going for it. This is a 3v2, though, if #1 does come into lane and they see him.
Again, the focus and the priority given to Diangun's lane. We see this all the time with Yenfu, recognizing where the strength of his team is despite, you know, the performance of last game. But the fact that number one also getting involved because of the freeze that's happening in the bottom.
Uh-oh, Cool is going to get shut down by the Dark Matter.
Nice answer back.
But yeah, he does immediately turn it around, realizing there was no threat behind it. You got to be careful, though. Diangun is getting a lot of special attention from both teams in this game.
Good defensive boards out from OMG right there to make sure that Cool will be safe this time around. He's got the pink above him. He's got the, I believe it's a trinket below him.
Yeah. It actually got pushed back a little bit, so not doing so well to avoid the skill shots, but now that everybody is getting close to 6, the mid laners have certainly gotten up to it. It is going to be very, very scary to deal with. Where does Cool go from here, though? He's getting a little help.
It's all about the destiny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he wants to go deep. Whoa, preemptively tossing down the event horizon. Say, don't follow me.
The roam from Yenser.
And Yenser actually hasn't been as effective this game. Minus that early gank, he hasn't done much than just sort of hide the bushes and look scary.
Effectively. Big difference really already on the map is going to be that 26-11 farm going versus number one.
Well, number one's just been entirely roaming it out until now he finally gets down. Drug looking to make a move, but he's spotted out. And nobody's really in the lane they should be. Oh, he's going up to the top. Zhenlong could go down the stun up. Another gold card comes in. This is going to be a kill. Nice combination, and Cool gets it. Exactly what they needed to do. Perfect destiny.
And again, the fact that Drug is already in the river was communicated that, hey, I'm going to commit to the top lane. There's that many resources. You guys have to be around that river so they can't really play for anything. They lose Zhenlong, power spike goes over to going, and Young Glory has nothing to answer for it.
Yeah, they're going to be able to steal up this red as well. Or excuse me, that was Young Glory. I'm completely backwards today.
Secure their own blue.
They secured their own buff, Frosk. They're doing things right. Yeah.
I'm Frosk and I'm helping.
Yeah, well, anyways, now that you've completely covered up all sorts of nonsense that I have going on. We've got the bot lane now getting pretty populated. Diangun moving down there. Number one's still there as well. And there's the ever-present threat of Yenfu. Oh, they run right into it. San is in trouble right now, Frost. So is Tricky Boy, but San keeps his cool and throws out the calling. Meanwhile, Cool himself will be able to secure his own blue buff as they continue to trade relatively even, to be honest. This game is definitely not a clear lead either way.
Bigger issue, though, was the fact that number one is not managing his resources very well as far as his mana is concerned. He started double Dorns as opposed to going a Flask and a 2v1 lane swap. And he's been effectively this entire lane phase, so when Diangun did come down to give the pressure and lose pretty much the edge, he did have a CS edge previously on Cool, which he's completely lost with that failed roam, so rolled the dice for a risk there and did not pan out.
No, not at all. Giving a little bit of that control over to Cool, who took the opportunity to pick up his blue. So did Diangun, though. So they're on even footing, even so. But going. Really holding his own against this 2v1 right now. And the moment Yenser left, yeah, Cool was able to capitalize on that immediately. Going might get bullied out here. They are bringing some cavalry in. Winter's Bite going to connect on. Tower's going to go down. Oh, he shouldn't have gone in on that. Exhaust going down, and they get the Aurelia ulti, but he burns his flash. Can he make the escape, though? Yenser going forward in the flash. One more hit will do it. Picked up by Zhenlong as they triple time for this tower, but OMG already answering out with a dragon.
This is completely fine. Glory expected this. They knew that they committed to the numbers top, that it was going to be a global objective for global objective, so nothing quite lost here. In fact, I'm going to give the edge to Young Glory because they also got the kill.
They might pick up another tower, too. They're really double timing on this one, but it's already being teleported in by going. With him being
making the rotation, though.
Oh boy, yeah, they're going to have to force a fight here. San is not responding to this at all, just continuing to farm up, and his effectiveness is going pretty low. This tower, under a lot of pressure, going not even able to get near that. It's going to go down. They have to respond to this, but OMG just took way too long to do this. They're looking to try and make a fight of it now. Drug's here. There's going in there, but a teleport's coming in now. This is dangerous. The Destiny's up. They're using it right now. Drug is low. Cool with the gold card, but the rest of his team is already falling back. And all this is doing for OMG right now is freeing San up to push a tower, but a poor trade tier 1 for tier 2.
As far as map pressure is concerned, you're absolutely right. Technically, gold advantage, though, still in OMG's favor, slightly. Again, it's hard to say, like, the juggle right there. Obviously, Young Glory showing that it's like those slight glimmers of they're a very thoughtful team and they're a very methodical team in how they play with map pressure. The Destiny was kind of really the big counter there, but a fantastic teleport from #1 almost spelled disaster from OMG. But again, that experience and being able to disengage from those scenarios was really what saved them there. Again, tier 2 for 2-tower matchup, so we'll see how OMG is able to handle the pressure top. Again, for #1, the fact that the wave is pushed so far down, there's no incentive for going to jam that wave up there. We do see #1 burning his flash.
That was a nice chase out, but look at how they saw him coming a mile away. There are wards in key places. Not many, but just enough for Young Glory to know what they're doing. And there's so many wards being expended around this Riverside by OMG, but they just don't have that edge that Young Glory appears to. Still, it's going to be a pretty close one, this next engage.
Or it's going to end right here.
Oh boy, here we go. Cool, he gets knocked back and taken down, picked up by Zhenlong, and everyone from OMG scatters. That was a better engage from Young Glory, most definitely.
Again, the strength of Vygar right there. Steps forward, dropped his abilities, completely annihilated Cool, and for added flair, the cast pushed him back into the Vayne auto.
Yeah, that was... Oh boy, there's some more coming. Son, goodbye. Drug can't get involved to help at all, and this 5-man squad from Young Glory continues to muscle through. Should be able to take themselves an easy mid-first-tier tower, continuing to push their weight around the map. OMG has to find a way to respond to that. They're clearly just not positioning right.
Really nice recognition from Young Glory to decide, you know, we were talking about how there's zero incentive for going to shove this wave up to where #1 can actually compete for it. Typically, like, if you go back all the way to the 4VO meta with the rise of Jax and Aurelia and Ryze, they would freeze the wave, and they would just, because they're hyper carries, they're item-dependent champions, and just kind of farm up and deny the enemy top laner farm. But with going across the map, Young Glory's like, oh, okay, you want to play this way? We'll just dive you on your tower.
Oh, yeah. And they're playing it perfectly. At this point, 2-1 only for Zhenlong, but they've also got a little more emphasis on Diangun's Vygar this game. So the split up of gold is definitely coming in handy. Oh, there's a Destiny up top. They're going to find themselves a kill. Can they? Looks like it's #1 going down. Get a little bit of 4-man magic themselves as they look to answer it with a turret in the top. OMG. They can pull some fancy maneuvers, too.
The CC lock, gold card. Waited until the gold card stun was just about to end. Then position for the Dragon Rage to knock him into a wall so they wouldn't lose any distance on it. But again, just chaining that CC to make sure that there was no way that #1 was going to squeeze anything out of that.
Here's what I'm confused about. Why have they just...
Talk to me, Pyra.
Why is Son just splitting this entire game? It's like they don't trust him to do anything else.
I think it's funny. If you go all the way back to All-Stars, like all the way back, OMG did not have the best performance there. Son has the... Or had the lowest.
Tricky boy.
Tricky boy.
Oh man, nice. They spent everything on him. Actually, yeah, they might find Diangun out here. Speaking of Son, he gets right where he needs to, and they collapse perfectly. A lot expended on Tricky Boy for nothing, and a double kill. Going over to Son. We were just talking smack about him, and he's completely answered back with 2 kills. Nicely done.
I mean, effectively, the big thing there is Diangun, if he scratches his head, but I blew up Twisted Fate. Again, it's that Vygar passive that gives you kind of that invisible strength against the AP carry that he did not get against the support.
Oh, Gogoan's going for the dive here, and they are all over this Skarner. Yet another kill. Going over to Cool this time, getting themselves a mid-tower. Young Glory, very slow to respond to this. And yeah, it does seem strange they relegated Son to that role, but now that he's got a couple kills, he's turning up the gas. This is... It's like something just switches in their heads, and they're like, okay, it's 12 minutes, let's fight. It's reactive, but it worked.
It's a very experienced team. We do see #1 coming for the flank here. See if he gets a good cast. Not.
Oh, he's trying. Oh, he gets going! Oh, and he moves just out of the event horizon, still falling down to Zhenlong, but it could have been a lot worse. Now, Son, he's in trouble, burning his flash. Can he stay alive? Condemn. He gets stuck up there, nowhere to go. But they did use quite a lot to get him. 2 kills for none. That was a good flank.
Beautiful cast. Get Diangun a basketball skin because that was a 3-pointer straight to the event horizon.
Oh, they're going to go. Wow. 15-minute Baron, 2 pink wards on it to ensure maximum vision. However, you can't stop the Destiny. Going is up. He's got teleport. Drug is in the side. If they go for the steal right here, Oh, man. He's getting zoned out pretty hard right now by Vigar, but, oh, my goodness, kicks him away. Dragon's Rage not nearly effective enough, and they do peel Young Glory off of the Baron, but at what cost? Cool is looking to go down. Drug in the backline, but it's dangerous. I don't know if he can live through this one. Burning a flash. Can he survive? There is Yinfu and team on the chase. Dark Matter going to come down on his head at the very end of the day while the Event Horizon was there to lock him up. 2 more kills, but they did stop the Baron.
Again, Diangoon, the huge buffer for his team, and we were just talking about you can't make any mistakes against a team like OMG, which is why they're able to just reactionary turn this on and take as many objectives as possible. But then again, a huge blunder by them, getting caught out by a beautiful cast from #1.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't transition into a Baron, gives away 2 kills, though, and a Dragon. But going back again, OMG, particularly with their kill participation with Son, he has one of the lowest kill participations out of any of the AD carries. And again, it makes sense in the context of the team. We talk about how Son's kind of the weak point of OMG on their lineup of superstars. When you have someone like Cool, when you have someone like Going. But this was back at All-Stars, back when Xiong was there, or... yeah, Xiong was their mid laner. So not much has really changed. So what does that say about Son? Is this the true weakness of OMG?
Yeah, well, OMG historically just didn't really worry about Son's, non-presence in the games, but it is worrisome that, yes, he's come up with a couple of decent plays, but they just haven't even trusted him to really make anything more of it. Also, the vision control. It might be a little excessive for Young Glory, but they're clearly playing the vision game better, and it resulted in that win last time. Forced a pink wards that Drug ran into as Rengar, but right now, it's definitely giving them an edge in these side flanks that are #1 is coming up just huge on. Ooh, going. Finds himself 60 gold. Ah, yeah.
The versatility of OMG's team composition, though, is very much in their favor as this map gets spread out. They do have the potential for picks, whereas Diangoon, I mean, you have the Event Horizon, so there's pick potential there, but they're very much more kind of a 5v5 composition. So we'll see if OMG maybe kind of changes or switches gear about how they want to handle these team fights, since they haven't really been going in their favor. That said, we haven't seen a true 5v5.
Yeah, and a lot of things have been delayed too. You look at like Drug, for example. He goes ahead and gets the Merc Treads before he goes up even to his full jungling item. He's delayed immensely in terms of damage, but he's still making big plays. What they really need to do is exactly what Young Glory's been doing, it seems. Just take the flank when they realize they have a numbers advantage, but Young Glory's not giving them one right now.
We do have the gate squaring off with the teleport in the bottom there.
Oh. Young Glory gonna... Okay, you're gonna call the mid. Okay, we'll just walk away from it. Try to move themselves down to the bot side. Ooh, they might want to find Cool on this one. They're going hard here. They will be able to get themselves a tower, but throwing a lot of weight around. Speaking of weight, there's #1 just bopping away at the tower.
You always make fat jokes about Gragas. Maybe he's sensitive.
Well, it's his own fault. He didn't drink so much.
Every single time Gragas is in a game, I just feel so bad for him.
He's fine. Look at him. He's totally okay. The most confident guy. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was brilliant. Hey guys, we're going to take a second tier mid while you're busy, but Drug is in trouble. Oh, can he get out? Yes, he does! Stunned up on the Wraiths. The great escape. Wow. That was amazing. Now, Cool kind of scared him a little bit with the Destiny, but he was able to get out of that.
Here comes the teleport, and there's too many resources of OMG on the bottom lane.
Oh my goodness. They're going for the Baron at 19.5. Frosk, I don't know if they can answer this. Yeah. Going doesn't have a teleport available. There's vision on the back.
Fast enough.
They don't have a lot of damage, that's true. But it's going to take a minute for OMG to get in position. Uh-oh. Drug gets caught out, flashing forward. Vigar blows him up. Son is in the picture. He does not have calling available, and that Baron is going low, going down. #1 picks it up. Can they answer back with enough kills, though? They're low on health. However, that is a lot expended. Cool just dodging out of it. OMG not wanting to take this fight. And Young Glory sneaked themselves a very messy Baron.
A beautiful call from Young Glory. Remember, Cool used the gate there to help Alan find the vision to make his great escape over the wall in that Wraith camp when they made the push for the mid lane. They recognized that 3 members of OMG are bottom. The teleport was available for going, but they didn't have the Twisted Fate gate. Fantastic turnaround there. Immediately #1 teleports and they go for the early Baron.
Yeah, and we've seen
they
love
again
it.
on the stiff arm.
Oh yeah,
behind the back of the pit to find another pick on Drug.
I don't think he was at all prepared for that. Immediate flash, dropped the dark matter on him, as well as in the immediate time got out his huge burst damage. I mean, this is a 4-1 Vygar. It's not like the biggest thing in the world, but when you're dropping DFG dark matter and saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna throw Event Horizon right in the middle of you so you can't go anywhere," there's nothing you can do. I mean, that was completely unexpected, and Drug paid the price for it. Ended up costing them the Baron pretty much.
And I expect this outcome against other teams. I've talked about this before with you, how this is kind of very unique to Young Glory as far as LPL is concerned, that they're a team that really understands, you know, playing with the map. Again, we constantly talk about Diangun and his split pressure. When they have found these big wins, it's due to a map pressure type of game. And the fact of the matter is that their comp really isn't built for it. I mean, they're against a Twisted Fate, and it's OMG. OMG very well known for playing the map pressure. So again, I expect this to happen against, you know, World Elite Academy, LGD, teams like that, but for this to happen to OMG with a Twisted Fate composition, frankly, just a straight out play mechanic or macro.
Yeah, and this is troubling for OMG going forward against teams, you know, not just in the playoffs. I mean, they're definitely one of the better teams in that regard, but going forward to Worlds, I mean, if somebody pulls this out against you and they're not really executing well against Young Glory, who might be a very good macro team, but maybe not necessarily the best at initially executing it, how are they going to do against the Koreans, for example? I mean, this is troubling for them.
This is troubling for me.
Holding back those tears. It's okay, Frosky. It'll be all right.
And I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
Now, if Young Glory 2-0s this, that would be a big statement for them that says we belong in the LPL.
It would tie OMG for first, which hasn't happened for 2 consecutive splits. So.
Yeah, that would be pretty big as well. Oh. Young Glory muscling their way in here. I love how they're using the Event Horizon just as a zone tool. So they dare us to get there. You Drug trying to make a play, but he finds only Yancer. Tower being whittled away very slowly.
Well, you're absolutely right there, because frankly, Young Glory doesn't have the best siege composition. They have a fantastic tower dive composition, but like you said, drops the Event Horizon.
Oh boy, that is the perfect time to spend a Namiel. Going, wants to make something happen, but it's Yancer taking all the damage. Glacial Fissure coming in. Cool! Gets blown up by Vygar, and Zhenlong going hard. They managed to get themselves at least 1 kill, and that's going to force OMG to back off the tower in a hurry.
The region of the Baron, providing Young Glory to continue this pressure, should answer with an inhibitor.
I don't think there's really much they can do. Cool was a central part of the pressure. It's a wonder Allen and Son didn't go down either. That was absolutely massive. Inhibitor number 1 taken down at 23.5 minutes, and Young Glory walk it out, but Gogoin is determined to make him run for it. Just barely kiting around the Event Horizon.
There's just so much disengage. Doesn't have the cask available, but normally you'd be competing with that. You're competing with the Event Horizon.
Oh no, going! Oh, he gets out. Okay.
It's Aurelia passive.
Yeah, that was a lifesaver right there. DFG's not up. They can fight for this dragon, but it's still very you're gonna have to be very careful. Dragon's going down. Oh my goodness, he gets to steal! Drug, can he make more out of it? They find Yin Fu. However, Event Horizon coming into zone him out. Going in once again. He's low. He's tanking as much as he can. Son pops the culling. Everyone from Young Glory is low. Destiny Gate is up, but Cool does not want to use it just yet, and they get a couple of stuns out. There goes Tricky Boy. Down he falls. That is a 1 for none so far. Going is too low to continue the fight. And OMG, they have to get out. They have to run. Can Son escape? Can Cool escape? Oh no, they're caught in the Event Horizon. Down goes Son, down goes Cool. And the teleport is canceled from Going. Drug all by his lonesome. And things are just crashing down around OMG right now. Frostgrin, what is going on?
Big issue was that Cool did not commit there. Unfortunately, because we're not on the tournament client, I'm not able to determine if he had the Zanya's Hourglass before that big engagement. I was expecting almost, you know, like a high maneuver, engage with the Twisted Fate immediately into a Zanya's, or if he bought it upon his death that time there. So that's kind of the big question mark. That should be kind of a game changer as far as how they're going to play out these 5v5s. Again, can we talk about how... I can't even get... This is so classic China and Young Glory's composition. A movement speed-based dive comp. You have to think, as we go later on into the game, even though it's only 25 minutes, but, you know, a Baron happened at 15, so this is already ridiculously... I know, everything's so accelerated. All the towers are down, so you have this huge spread open map against a Skarner and a Gragas. You're not going anywhere. Like, if it comes down into a chase situation, those are Kenyans. Like, you can't get away from them.
All right, that went one direction.
That is Usain Bolt in the jungle.
Oh, man, it's getting crazy right now. This is just such a nutty game from an aggressive standpoint. And you called it. Classic China is the name of the game. Oh, wow. Answer. Cheeky little steal on the Winter's Bite. Young Glory is just doing things that OMG doesn't expect. It's so strange. This is the classic mentality, and it's like OMG forgot about it.
Again, it's really hard for me to determine how serious OMG is taking these games.
Can't be that much, but it is very...
Well, I don't want to take anything away from Young Glory because they're performing very well right now. Like, these calls are very on point. And again, the fact that this is in the context against the #1 team, OMG, as opposed to, you know, one of the lower bracket teams. But OMG is known to like to experiment. We saw kind of the cheese of their previous Pixban phase. They did change it up this time around, but again, not to a lot of success. Dangoon, though, might get caught out.
Yep, Go-Going. This is the chase they're looking for. San gets himself... Oh, Go-Going nearly goes down, though. Oh, that is a dangerous little time bomb. Vigar is, but there's the Destiny coming out. They want to take this one. Cool, a little bit too far forward right now, getting collapsed on. Oh, the Zanya's Hourglass, perfect timing. Nami does not actually land on anybody. That was kind of weird, but... Cool goes down to the end of the day. They are still on the fight. Drug is going to go down. Finally, this is a really, really wonky engage, actually. Another kill picked up by Zhenlong. It's a 3v3, but they're playing it out very carefully. San and Go-Going are on one side. Tricky Boy is on the other. Inhibitor respawns, and Young Glory decides they don't want to take this one. Go-Going, though. He wants to take it, though. That is a lot of damage being dealt. AoE going down. Go-Going. He's tanking it out. Gets himself Zhenlong Answer in trouble. He should go down here, as tanky as he is. They give another kill over to San. And the Baron is up. Froskarin, I don't think OMG is that kind of team that wants to take it off this, though. Especially not with Drug. Not without Drug.
A couple of things that I want to point out that last team fight. Beautiful cleanse from Zhenlong. He does have the Quicksilver Sash, of course, building that early against Cool. Cool had a perfectly placed gold card. Again, we talked about the Zanyas, but it was immediately from the Zanyas to miss or to dodge the AoE ult, chain CC, goes hard on Vayne, hits the gold card, immediately cleansed, allows Cool to go down. So that was a very big turning fight that at least evened it out for Young Glory. If he did not have that item, then it would have been far more one-sided. But again, the Go-Going, the Lord Flame of China, you give him an inch. He saw his opening, slipped in through the door, and just punished immediately.
Yep, and as big as Vayne gets, it's hard to deal with. But talk about the two carries right now on Young Glory. Dangoon is 7-2. Zhenlong is also 7-2. They are immensely powerful at this stage in the game, and even though they are so crazy good in these team fights, OMG is still keeping pace. That is just incredible decision-making, incredible play from OMG. They're now trying to split out this bot side with Cool. He does have Destiny available. Dragon being started. There's the Destiny right there, and they know this is happening. He's trying to get within range so he can teleport in. Baron being started, and he goes in now. Can OMG take this fight, though? They're getting the Baron 6-man, but they have to be very careful. There was an offensive Namiel. This might be an actual very good one, but they're getting locked up in the Vigar box. That is a lot of trouble. Down goes Tricky Boy. Oh, man, this is getting all sorts of messy right now. Trying to chase out Zhenlong, but Drug is the only one there. He is in a lot of trouble. Cool goes down. This is looking really troublesome right now for us. Yancer still alive. He's staying that way. Going finally finishes him off, and they are going to be able to follow up on to Dangoon. Drug helping out with the assist. At the end of the day, it is a 3-4-4. But Zhenlong so well protected. Gets himself a double and all that.
It wasn't just Zhenlong, it was Dangoon as well. The tank line for Young Glory, the fact that, I don't know if you followed it, but Gragas, this two-man Baron.
Yeah, this is...
They did have a board, so they know that they entered the pit.
Young Glory, please. Drug is the only one up. Well, okay, Tricky Boy is too. Now they have to back off this. This is absolutely nuts right now. Even without any health, Drug is like, all right, I'm going to stop this nonsense.
The stiff arm. Gragas stayed with Vayne. Skarner and Braum stayed with Dangoon.
Let's see this.
Here we go. Here's the replay.
Okay. So they go on to San immediately, and then it gets interrupted by the Nami ult. I mean, that was Absolutely
it's
perfect.
also a look at the Zanyas.
Yeah,
From
cool.
right
Cool
there
knew
to dodge
exactly
the
what he was
dark
doing.
matter.
So Tricky Boy goes down, and it's like, okay, this is looking a little bit rough because Going is kind of just trying to wreak some havoc in the backline. Cool. He's gonna fall down in like just a minute.
But
or
the
is
collapse,
he? There we go.
The collapse from the tank line. Yansur is with Going and helping trying to force out Son. Gragas also with Shenlong. Skarner had been over by Diangoon. So again, Young Glory so good at recognizing where their carries are. That time they weren't able to close around and cover their flanks, but again, it's creating that front-to-back composition. We're going to force our tank lines here and just utilize and position correctly in those larger AoE scales. OMG is kind of, it's almost like floundering. They're trying to break apart Young Glory and find these little picks, which of course Going is, again, if you give him a crack, he's going to get in there and make it happen, but it's not happening on the larger scale for OMG.
No, and they're needing to really come up big, I think with Cool in particular, who Young Glory is recognized as a deep threat, and they're dedicating themselves to shutting him down. Son's power is starting to wane a little bit, and Young Glory is taking the offensive. I mean, they've really stepped it up, though. When you consider their performance in previous weeks, this is like the best we've seen them at.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Easily.
Hey, Shenlong's having the set of his life.
Not even an exaggeration. He is doing absolutely fantastic. 9-2 on Vayne for the second time. An amazing KDA, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the MVP if they take a win again here.
But again, Vayne, came back into power, so does this qualify him as a patch-dependent player?
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. He definitely was not the most proficient on other champions in the past, and, well, we'll talk about it in a minute. Second tier tower going to go down.
Again, the siege.
Oh, here we go. Actually, they found Yinfu. He's going pretty low right there, and Drug gets in his face, taking out a kill. Destiny Gate coming around the side. They're looking for the kill. Cool. He's going down, immediately dropped by Diangoon, and this fight is anyone's guess right now. Son, he's going low. He's going down. However, they collapse onto Shenlong, the Dragon. It's a 3-for-2 trade so far. Going is trying to make something happen. Drug is there. Can he find Diangoon? He's getting close, but no cigar. Drug on his own right now. If he doesn't stay alive, this could be a really big problem for OMG if he can get a surprise kill in the back. He might be able to find Diangoon, but he doesn't want to try for it. Looks like it is a 4-for-2 trade, and Young Glory comes up with another successful team fight.
Two things that I want to point out there. Number one problem for OMG is that the gate teleported directly into the Vigar stun. Cool didn't even have a chance to react with his Zanyas. Was still up, was immediately, like you said, deleted from the map. Huge damage coming out from Diangoon's Vigar. The other thing, Going, trying to put his carry pants on. He has his backpack on. He wants OMG to jump into it. But Diangoon, I don't know if you noticed, when he dropped the Event Horizon, Going got locked up initially. Of course, the Aurelia passive and the Merc Treads allow him to walk out of it sooner, but Diangoon actually walked around the radius of his Event Horizon while it was still up, trying to bait Going to get stunned a second time. Yeah. So that's effectively what saved his life right there, was the dance around.
That was very close, though. Honestly, these fights would be going so much more one-sided if it weren't for Going. He has been making the biggest plays on OMG. Son is trying, but he's just not got the power anymore, and Cool. The focus on him is incredible. Young Glory has been able to delete him 9 out of 10 times, and here they go starting the Baron up again. Yansur on the zone. Teleport coming in from Going as they look to try and stop this. But the Baron's going down pretty quickly. I don't know if they can. Yeah, they're going to just commit to it. Cool is going down. Oh, my goodness. That is not what you want to do to start this fight up. Baron is going to go into the pockets of Young Glory as they lose their mid laner yet again. OMG on the back foot this time. Down in gold by the largest margin we've seen tonight.
Again, 4 Barons completely uncontested by OMG in this set.
They are
4
not
really
doing
early
things.
Barons.
Yeah, this is going to be an inhib. They can march forward and just poke it down as easy as you please. They might even fancy their chances at the ending of this one. Cool still got about 12 seconds on this. Oh my goodness, Drug! He's going nowhere! Goodbye, Son. Close to follow down, and the chase is on. Tricky Boy trying to stay alive back to Fountain, but he just barely manages to do it. I think this is going to be the end of the game. Frost, let's Going can whip out his carry pants really quickly. I don't know. This is dangerous. Down to 1 Nexus turret. Going in the mix, but he is low. Cool. He's back, but not for long. I don't know about this one. They managed to get a turnaround. Kill on to number 1, and they are looking to fire down Shenlong. They find it, but not before he takes down San. Oh, my goodness.
Go-Going's on the chase.
Absolutely insane right now. Go-Going is on the chase, and he will manage to find... Oh, tricky boy. Don't be there. Oh, okay. So they get the shutdown onto everybody but Yinfu, but at what cost, Frosk?
OMG could not save the Baron. They did save their base.
What's left of it?
Standing Nexus Tower. They have to clear out the wards. There they go. I was going to say, that teleport.
So the game survives, and OMG survives, but their base is in shambles right now. They have to defend in the mid as much as possible. Dragon's not up for a minute and a half. There's nothing on the map really to take. What do they have to do to get back into this?
Unfortunately, they don't have a lot of tools for it. You talked about how Lucian's power spike starting to fall off does have the late game build, so we have things like the IH, like the Bork, like the Ghost Blade. So it's not like, you know, true mid-game Trinity Lucian. Aurelia's starting to really take off, but at what cost with how many damage threats she's dealing with? Speaking of damage threat.
Oh. Yeah.
But the bigger issue is that their wave clear is entirely on A, culling, B, the wave clear, the wildcard wave clear, which it's not an Orianna, it's not a Ziggs, it's not a utility-based mid who can quickly and effectively just make these minion waves disappear. And you talk about that versus the very unique siege that Young Glory is bringing with this Vigar pickup.
Well, yeah, the carry Vigar is a big part of the story. I mean, we've been talking about Jinlong a lot, but he has just the most massive assassination potential. He hops, skips, and jumps in there. And if you get caught in the event horizon, one Primordial Burst, one DFG, and you're gone, especially if your name's Cool. That guy has been focused out so hard, and he's been effectively a non-factor in a lot of these engagements.
Well, look at this. That Vigar has 956 AP.
Yeah, and Primordial Burst does damage based on the target's AP as well, so that extra factored into dealing with Cool.
I guarantee you they're calculating... I guarantee you that Diangoon can probably two-shot just a QR. He wouldn't even need to utilize the Deathfire Grass to kill Cool.
Yeah, and then he saves that for somebody like Go-Going, maybe. Now they are getting their siege on in the mid, not trying to take any other objectives. They're looking for the end here. Oh, they grab Go-Going! Oh, he's going to get bursted down. Goodbye! That was the DFG proc. Or that was the ult, actually. Oh, man, they look so similar. And they're looking to fire down the last of the turrets. And Gragas sends himself into the middle. Zanya's Hourglass out. Not even interested in rushing down the Nexus. They say we can take the kills. Zan going to answer onto #1. But they are still looking to end this game with a numbers advantage. Have to be very careful, though. They're a little bit low right now. Cool. Able to Zanya's just in time. But the Nexus goes down. Game #2 going into the pockets of Young Glory. And OMG ends the split on an 0-2 loss.
However, they are still tied for first. So don't know if that guarantees them the title. Starhorn Royal Club will not be playing any more games, so we have a tie for first place between OMG and Starhorn to end things off. Likewise, Young Glory gets to, leapfrog over World Elite Academy?
Yeah, they put themselves back to 6th place. Actually, only a couple of points behind Invictus now. But, wow, did not expect those results. So that's going to be our break. Guys, we do not have an hour break, by the way. We have a very quick turnaround time thanks to the change of schedule. So after a brief break, we will return with our second set of the night, which of course will be World Elite fighting for their playoff lives against Edward Gaming. Don't go anywhere, because you are watching the LPL in English.